my name is Beck and welcome to the Winter Wonderland book tag. I know that a lot of the world is in summer at the moment, but I am actually in Australia in winter, so I'm very cold and this tag seemed pretty appropriate, so let's get into the questions. Question 1 is, what is a book that is so happy and sweet that it warms your heart? I don't really think I've read a book that's happy and sweet lately. I mostly read a lot of heavy stuff in sci-fi and fantasy. I read a contemporary, but it was a while ago now. I'm actually reading at the moment A Beautifully Foolish Endeavour on audiobook, and I'm really liking the themes of finding meaning in your life while listening to that audiobook. So I think that, but it's not like a feel-good book. It's more of a, okay, I empathize with this and I relate to this and that makes me feel seen, if that makes sense. And then there's also Summer Night by Jim Butcher, the fourth Dresden book, and I'm listening to that on and off because I don't want the book to end. So I'm listening to that and laughing at certain parts as well. But while it does have humor in it, it's not a book that is directly comedy focused or humor focused, and it has quite dark themes in it as well. So I can't really say like a fluffy, warm book, but I can say a book that has themes that I really like and that might potentially be darker, but they do have elements of humor and elements of lightheartedness in them as well. So I think those are going to be my two for this answer. Question number 2 is, what is your favorite book that has a white cover? The Way of Kings. I'm actually currently reading the Stormlight Archive at the moment in anticipation for the 4th book coming out in November. So all of these books have white covers because they are the UK/Australian editions. I think all of these are going to count. So that was an easy answer for this question. Question number 3 is, you're sitting in a nice comfy chair wearing a onesie with a lovely warm hot chocolate, but what monster read are you reading? Oathbringer is pretty big and it's pretty floppy, so it is perfect for, you know, sitting in a blanket because you can keep your hands tucked under the blanket and just keep this open and then read through the pages and then poke a little hand out and turn the page and it's fine. Another long book that I've got on my to be read pile is The Passage by Justin Cronin, and this is like 900 pages long, probably more. So probably Oathbringer or The Passage. Question number 4 is, it started snowing so you decided to have a snowball fight. What fictional character would you love to have a snowball fight with? Since I'm rereading the Stormlight Archive, probably Kaladin, because he knows how to plan and act in battle, and I think that would very, very much benefit me if I'm in a snowball fight. He would just know strategically what to do next. Question number 5 is, sadly your fire is beginning to go out, so what book would you tear the last few chapters out to throw into the fire? This might be a bit controversial because I love this trilogy, but I'd probably tear out the ending of Dark Dawn and burn it to keep myself warm. I'm not going to say any spoilers obviously, but God's Grave was definitely my favourite of the 3. And then question number 6 is, what is a book that's so close to your heart that you would gift somebody for Christmas who hasn't read it before but wants to enjoy and start reading? I really hesitate to recommend books to people that I don't know the reading tastes of, just because I know that some things will be a real hit and then some things will be a real drag, and it really depends on that person's personal interests. But a book that I always tend to push is The Art of Racing in the Rain, which is a fairly obvious answer. It's an adult fiction told from the perspective of a dog, and it follows a guy named Denny whose wife has a terminal illness, and then they have a custody battle with their daughter and Denny's parents-in-law, and it's a very detailed and emotive book, and I didn't pick it up for the family drama. I picked it up for the emotion and the humanness that is conveyed through Enzo the dog trying to understand all the family dynamics. So that is a beautiful one, and I know a lot of people in my family read it when I read it because they knew that I loved it. I'd also probably say Robin Hobb, because I'm not getting them out of the stack behind me, but Assassin's Apprentice is the first book in the Farseer trilogy, and I read that before I got into a lot of fantasy books. I read it when I was like 15 or 16, maybe a little bit older than that, and I blazed through the entire series, and I did that because it's not like a high action, high stakes fantasy book. It's a very character focused, reflective and interactive book, and it follows Fitz, who is very young at the very beginning, and he's the bastard son of Prince Chivalry, and he gets raised by the stable hand and then eventually trained in the arts of politics and how to become an assassin. And this happens to him because he's got royal blood, and so the royalty can't just let him go because he's a liability, but they can't figure out a way to raise him with the other people who are in royal circles. So he's in a bit of a hard place because he's a bastard son, and he also kind of knows the magic system with the skill and potentially the wit, and both of them are telepathic magics that he needs training in. And because it was such a character focused work and a character focused series in general, I connected with it for that reason, and it was able to build real rapport with me with the characters, and I deeply care about all of them now. So I think I would recommend Robin Hobb just because the way she builds characterization and the way she writes things is very detailed and in-depth. It's not overly flowery, but it's beautifully descriptive, and her writing style is really, really unique. So I think I would leave off this video saying start Robin Hobb with the Farseer trilogy because I don't recommend her often enough, and I'm really, really overdue for a reread. And there you go, there were only 6 questions on this tag, so it was nice and short. And I know it talked about Christmas, but I mean, I guess it's winter in Christmas everywhere else, and it is summer in Christmas during Australia. So it's always really weird for me to see snow and people enjoying hot drinks in Christmas time online when I'm like, it is so hot that I can't sleep because I need the aircon going 24/7. But that is the book tag. Thank you so much for watching. I'll chat to you down in the comments, and I will definitely see you in my next video. Bye.